Welcome back to Rush Field, your stop for the greatest sport on earth. It's college football. Today we're going to be talking about Alabama Crimson Tide and what they can do to still have hopes to win a national championship. It's been a few years since Alabama's been in contention for a national championship in a more realistic standpoint. I mean, yes, they made the college football playoff. They missed it 1 year. They went to the SEC championship 1 year, but they were never really in full contention since the DeBoer era. And let's kind of break that down. The biggest and most notable flaw to Alabama and their offense has been their lack of a run game. Now, when it comes to playing in the SEC, having a very strong running offense is going to be the difference maker and what is going to win you these games overall. And the past several years, Alabama has just really lacked that running back position. And having dual threat quarterbacks like Jalen Milroe and Ty Simpson, they can only do so much damage. But when you rush for -3 yards in an SEC championship game, it's very apparent what your clear flaw is. The dropback percentage last year was 41.4%. 41.4% of snaps that the offense created, Ty Simpson dropped back for 41.4%. That's a lot of dropbacks when you should be running the ball 60% of the time. When it comes to doing the math and understanding what kind of offense you're trying to create, what kind of offense is going to win you games, especially within a conference like the SEC. This isn't the Pac-12. This isn't a pass-heavy, conference here. And when you're playing teams that are incredibly heavy up front, incredibly powerful on defense, with that defensive line, their edge rushers are incredibly talented, you're going to have to combat that with a running game. And you can't always win these 50-50 balls. You can't always have generational talent like Ryan Williams and the Jeremiah Smiths of the college football. You can't always rely on them to carry the weight of winning these games in crucial moments. And being in the SEC, your schedule is never going to be easy. I mean, now that you have 9 conference games, it's not going to be easy. And Hollywood Smothers from NC State was going to be their kind of big breakout moment until they lost it. So that's just the way that NIL and the portal and everything's going, but that's a totally different conversation. Now, the upside to Alabama is they do have Daniel Hill, who played a kind of a crucial role towards the end of the year, with Jam Miller being out for some of the year due to injury that he got at Mizzou. And watching Hill step up in these big moments, these big games, was actually really impressive. So going in, they projected he's going to be running back 1 for Alabama, and honestly, that position is kind of fluid, to be quite honest with you, just the way that running back room is, and the way that I know Kalen DeBoer likes to mix up his offense and likes to try new things and see what works. And a big thing I like to refer to when I like to say that, he likes to try new things, is that stumble bump pass play that he had where Ty Simpson, dropped back, Detroit Lions, yada, yada, yada. If you know ball, you know ball. Alabama's over-under for the year is 8.5 wins, and the over is slightly favored, -122. It's not a great look. I'll be honest with you. It's not a great look when your contention to enter a program like Alabama is to go and play for national championships. It's to go and make deep runs in the playoffs. It's to go win your conference every year, go undefeated during the regular season, and play these big marquee games like LSU, Auburn, Tennessee, Georgia, and win all of them. And now that the schedules, with just looking at Alabama's schedule this year, knowing that they play Georgia at home again, knowing they play Tennessee on the road, it's never been easy for Alabama to beat Tennessee on the road. I think they have a 4 losing streak of losing to Tennessee on the road. They play LSU in Death Valley. Granted, the last time they went to Death Valley, they put 40 points over LSU. Different coaching staff, different personnel, different quarterback, different defense, totally different ball game now. They play Vanderbilt on the road. Again, not an easy game for Alabama. Last time they played Vanderbilt on the road, they got upset. It's just these things this year in particular is not going to be the best schedule-wise for Alabama. And not only that, but you're adding in a ton of these extra games like Texas A&M. You're playing Kentucky, second game of the season. And although it might sound like, it's just Texas A&M, it's just Kentucky, it's just Auburn, these are games that weigh very significantly if you're Alabama and if you're an Alabama fan. I mean, going and playing South Carolina at home is definitely going to be a lot better than playing South Carolina on the road like last year, where South Carolina damn near gave everyone a scare. But then again, they were up 30 points against Texas A&M on the road, and they still found a way to lose. So I don't know. Maybe that's a Shane Beamer curse. Maybe it's just how teams can just somehow beat South Carolina and keep them where they are without anything. But for some reason, they beat Clemson at the end of the year. So there's that. There's still a lot of unanswered questions with Alabama. Starting quarterback's going to be a big one. Depending on who Kalen DeBoer decides to choose for that starting role, that is going to play a huge, crucial part in what this offense is going to look like. If you see Austin Mack at that starting position, you're going to see a very reminiscent version of Ty Simpson. You're going to see heavy drop back percentages. You're going to see scrambles to the outside. You're going to see these fast dimes, corner, 50-50 balls. You're going to see all those things. But if you see Keelan Russell, I believe that is a direction they're going to take if they want to have a mobile dual threat quarterback that's going to be more reminiscent of Jalen Milroe. And I say that with all due respect to what Jalen Milroe has done for the program. Jalen Milroe is excellent with everything that he was given, especially under Nick Saban, going under, first year starting at Alabama, going and playing Michigan in the Rose Bowl. It was a great game. And I think Jalen Milroe really developed as a player throughout the season, developed through adversity. And I think Keelan Russell will be a great way to kind of copy paste what he did there in that part of his time at Alabama to now. Obviously, with the way that everything is shaped out since, I'm referring to NIL, the portal, everything that goes on with college recruiting and being able to get these new kids to go to these big schools again, it's going to be a very different ball game. And honestly, if I'm an Alabama fan, I do like Alabama, but if I'm a fan, a diehard fan, I think I want to see Keelan Russell get the starting position. Not only that, Keelan Russell will start for several years if he gets the starting position. I believe Austin Mack would probably hit the portal when time comes. But then again, he's probably sitting on a ton of NIL money to just be back up to Keelan Russell. But I would definitely love to see Keelan get that starting position. A lot of fans would. They want to see that young generational 5-star talent that, he was so hyped up during the year when he got, recruited by Alabama, and when he chose to go there. It was just, that was the big talking point, and the way that the direction of the program would shift, especially with Kalen DeBoer and Ryan Grubb's offense. We still have 5 more weeks until college ball, and still no starter yet. Be on the lookout for that. I will definitely be posting when that time comes. But the upside to all this is that there is limitless potential. There is no clear, cutthroat winner at the end of the day. I think with the way that now college is, it's more political than ever, which can be a benefit to some, it can be a disadvantage to some, but with the way it is now, I think that really it's anyone's game. And if a program can just play their cards right and stick to the program and just be on point, if, Kalen DeBoer and Ryan Grubb decide to play into that, running offense that they know they've been lacking, and Cade Wommack can keep that defense as stout as they were last year. That was one of the most elite defenses in the SEC. And if he can keep that, keep players like LT Overton, I know we lost him to the draft, but if you have players like that with that kind of talent and that mentality to just impose will on anybody and everybody, you're going to be just fine. And if you're an Alabama fan, I think you should expect a 10-2 season. A postseason, yeah, I believe with 10-2 record, with the expanded playoffs, 10-2 is going to be fairly manageable to get in, depending on who else is 10-2 and all the other nuances of who beat who and, transitive property and all this thing, politics in college football. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I will catch you guys next time. Peace.